Welcome to Latin America, taking its central place on the world stage. My name is Bob Oliva. I'm the Director of Business Development for Portada. This is Portada's 2011 Latam Advertising and Media Summit at the beautiful Marriott Marquis. And you're going to see actually a day and a half of a great agenda with different items that we're going to discuss, like the Brazilian opportunity, the new research in finding Latin American internet, the pay TV discussion, which is very important nowadays, the $64 million question about the pan-regional marketing. Everybody talks about that. Telefónica's, of course, the senior VP will be here for the keynote speech. The country focus on Mexico. We all know what's happening there, as well as the marketing, tablets, smartphones, everything that's going on, which now we're all discussing about. Are we all going to have one handheld, and everything is going to be done there as well. So without further ado, I would like to bring on the publisher of Portada. Please welcome Mr. Marcus Baer.
Thank you all for coming. We are almost 400 people, attendees. You have your attendee list there. Coming from all over Latin America, many from Spain, and of course from the US. The theme of the event is it's a very important moment in the growth of the Latin American and Latin global advertising and media industries. And we have several topics. One is the highlight tomorrow, Belén Matriaens, Global Marketing Director of Telefónica, keynote speech. But also today, later, we have Adriana Mendizábal, who's a major marketing executive from Visa, who's going to explore the Brazilian opportunity. So we really are very proud and also thankful to you and to our sponsors for putting together very good content.
The release of last year's economic figures on March 3rd was cue what was coming from Brazil. The economy grew by blistering 7.5%, a rate unmatched since 1986. Since the currency started in 2010 strong and ended up even stronger, a GDP of 3.7 trillion real is converted at the end of the average exchange rate to over $2 trillion. That's quite amazing. This meant that Brazil overtook Italy to rank as the world's 7th biggest economy, and income per head in Brazil is now way above that of Mexico. So that just tells you the growth in Brazil. So with that said, we decided to bring on one of the top professionals to talk a little bit about Brazil. That is Jimena Urquijo. And many of us know Jimena for a long time. Jimena is a VP, Business Development at Kantar Media. Jimena is responsible for the analysis department, insights and opportunities at Kantar quantitative study throughout Latin American region. She also manages Kantar's spin-off studies, such as luxury study, the engagement study, and the multiple ad hoc projects in the region. She recently took on additional responsibilities within the global Kantar managing the consultancy department, helping global advertisers based in the US to identify business opportunities globally. So without further ado, Jimena.
So first I'd like to thank you, Portada. This is a fantastic forum for all of us to meet and to exchange ideas from a researcher's perspective, media, advertisers, agencies, because we're all facing the same issue, which is basically we want to sell more products to the consumers in the region and how we approach it. So in this case, Marcos asked me to present a few insights into what is happening in Brazil, how fast it is growing, and also what are the issues that Brazilian consumers are facing today, and what are the issues the country as a whole is facing today.
So to drill down to Jimena's very important information, we have a terrific panel coming up, and We have a terrific person to lead this panel. His name is Julian Porras. Julian? Julian Porras joined OMD after 14 years at Starcom Media West, where he led Latin American regional new business operations and multinational client services. His experience includes working with leading advertisers such as McDonald's, Visa, Coca-Cola, Kellogg's, Kraft, P&G, and Samsung. Julian is a native of Mexico and is a Longhorn from the University of Texas. He has a wealth of media experience across the Americas, having worked in Santiago, Mexico City, Chicago, New York, and now in Miami. Julian, would you please welcome Julian?
Thank you, Bob, for that introduction, and good afternoon to everybody. Thank you also, Jimena, for setting the table for this panel presentation that we will be now conducting over the next hour or so. It is my pleasure to introduce the first panel of the session, which will focus on how international marketers and large media publishers in Brazil are managing the growing opportunities and challenges that the 7th largest economy in the world and the 6th largest advertising market in the world is presenting to all of us in this industry. Our first panelist is Adriana Mendizabal. She is Global Marketing Executive for Visa, Latin America, and the Caribbean. In this role, she manages the strategic direction of the Visa brand, its market research and analysis, and media operations. She's also responsible for the development and implementation of country, product, and channel marketing strategies across the entire region. A native of Mexico, during her tenure at Visa, Ms. Mendizabal has led several strategic initiatives that have led regional transaction and revenue growth in alignment with global priorities. In addition, Ms. Mendizabal has positioned Visa Latin America and the Caribbean as the global center of excellence for sports and affluent segment in the marketing capability department, with special emphasis on expanding the digital and point-of-sales channels. Prior to joining Visa, Ms. Mendizabal gained extensive general management and marketing experience in companies such as Herbalife, Johnson & Johnson, Kodak, and Procter & Gamble. This last company, she spent 15 years through different ranks, racing up to Director of Marketing Operations and Strategic Planning for Latin America. She currently serves as Independent Director of the Bank of New York Mellon in Mexico, and she has been recognized by the Mexican Business Publication as one of the top 10 most influential women in business. I have the pleasure of working with Ms. Mendizabal, as Visa is one of OMD's largest global client relationships. Our second panelist is Mark Lopez. Mark Lopez is heading Google's U.S. Hispanic audience and pan-regional U.S. sales, where he's responsible for developing and growing Google's capabilities across these two important market segments. Prior to Google, Mr. Lopez was Chief Operating Officer of Terra Network USA, managing product strategy, programming, marketing, and business development for the U.S. business. Prior to working for Terra, Mr. Lopez was publisher of AOL Latino, where he was in charge of all U.S. Hispanic initiatives. A native of Spain, Mr. Lopez began his career as a senior consultant with Mercer Management Consulting and Anderson Consulting. Our third panelist is Paulo Castro, General Manager of Terra Brazil. In this role since January 2006, Mr. Castro works for the company since 1990 and it's member of its original team that founded and launched in Brazil, the brand Terra. He worked initially as project manager in R&D, and during the last 15 years directed several business units in such areas as corporate services, e-commerce, advertising, and strategic planning. During his management, Terra has become reference after broadcasting the Beijing Olympics in 2002 as the first major live online streaming video broadcast in the region. In Brazil, Terra has received numerous awards and recognitions during his tenure, including Most Admired Internet Company by Examine Magazine. Originally from Brazil, Mr. Castro has also led the IAB Brazil, promoting standards of digital media in this important global market. So clearly, we have a great set of speakers today with ample experience And to begin with a presentation, we'll invite Ms. Mendizábal to present to her perspective. Please join me with that applause.
I would like to welcome Gaston de la Tuta to talk about venture capital, where the money is and where to get the investment dollars. Gaston has more than a decade in experience in online advertising. He began his career as sales manager of Universo Online, and 2 years became the president of UOL-E, a sub of UOL. In 2005, Gaston founded IMS, Internet Media Services, which today has over 55 employees and offices in 7 countries. Gaston holds a master's degree in international marketing from Florida International University. So at this point, I would like to welcome Gaston. Welcome, Gaston.
Let me just introduce Alan Sokol, partner at Intermedia Partners. Alan Sokol is a senior partner at Intermedia Advisors LLC. Please, Alan, join me. I'd like also to call Paul Westorp, Managing Director of Global Sales and Strategy for Prisa Digital. Jose Vargas, President of Brokers Web. Jose Vargas is currently co-founder and President of Brokers Web, Inc. And last, Andrew Meyers, partner at Group Arjan. Andrew Meyers is a partner at investment bank Group Arjan. So welcome, guys.